Oh, there we go. Ah, well, that was a great start. That was a flipping great start. Oh dear me, I just it's a great start. Right, right. Yeah. So it's something that I don't really like talking about, but I feel like I don't wanna hide it because I feel like that my stream should know, my community should know. I feel like it's got to be something that um I feel like a lot of people, you know, say to a man, say man up. You shouldn't be, man up. You shouldn't be like this, that, and the other. It really irritates me, but for I don't know for since 2018, so it's been quite a while. Um, I've suffered with mental health issues, and it's something that I struggle with on a daily basis. And it's something that I don't know how to express myself with it. I I don't know how to talk about it. I kind of I lock myself away from everyone, and I don't talk about it because I just feel like that's the constant best option for yeah it's for the situation. um I do. And with also being diagnosed with ADHD as well, that is kind of answered some questions in regards to it, but I still feel that there are more questions to be answered, in the sense of I still don't know what's going on. Um, I don't want to go in other people's streams and just you know put a downer on the person's stream. And make their stream bad because obviously I'm not in a good place, which I don't like doing it. I hate doing it. I don't like doing it. It kind of it it makes me feel really bad, um, doing it, and even talking about it. It just constantly makes me feel bad. It just makes me feel that I feel like that I'm useless. I'm not, because I'm a man. I kind of should be. I shouldn't be in the sense of I shouldn't be the crybaby. I shouldn't be a crybaby. I should be the strongest person, but it's kind of something that, every day is constantly a fight of getting up out of bed constantly with, constantly saying, well, hang on, you need to get out of bed, you need to do this, you need to do that, and a million other things, it's, because of how bad it's gotten, I'm having to give up living on my own to go back to my mum and dad's. I understand, it's for the best, and I need to work on myself to be a better person. I mean, I know it's never going to go away. I know it's going to constant be, there's going to be constant relapse, whatever. I know it's not going to be a short-term thing. The fact that I've been on, here for what we on now, 12th of May. I've got a few weeks now. Hey, and I just feel that it's a constant burden all the time. The amount of times I try to ignore it, it's still there. I just, the fact that I've used, streaming and RP just to, I would say get away, well, not get away from it permanently, but just get away for the time being and just do something else rather than being in this world of constant overthinking, constant overthinking, constant being in this loop of, it's always my fault, it's always my fault, there's been occasions where it's got to a point where I've nearly gone further than normal. Obviously, I don't want to say it on here because I don't know if it's TOS, whatever. But the fact that, the amount of support that I've had, I am grateful for, and I just, at some point, I do want to I don't know. I don't know. I just it's hard. Constant around spinning constantly. I hate it. It's stupid. At some point I am gonna do a charity stream for mental health because it's something that, I've suffered with for so many years now, and it's just, it's something that I just feel that, I'm doing something to give back. I've not even wrote anything down and prepared anything. I'm just going as I say it. You know? the fact that I've just managed to say it on here is something that is, is big for me because I don't like speaking about it. But yeah, I mean, it's, it's something that I struggle with. I do struggle with it. I do, try to hide it away. I do try to not show it on stream as well because I just feel that, it's kind of, I'd say it's not an issue. I kind of just feel like it just keeps it away. It. Yeah, the amount of stuff that's going on in my head at the moment is just crazy. It's crazy. I don't know where to start. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where to start. I don't know where it ends. The amount of support that I've had on streams is, I genuinely do appreciate it. It's not something that I'd thought I'd even dream of doing, to the fact where I'm doing it, and it's just a different hobby to what I normally do in my day-to-day life. But I don't want to make people feel bad for me. I don't want to I struggle, I do struggle. I do. But it's just, I just kind of like, I don't know where it starts or where it ends. Sleep is horrendous. Some days I'll sleep too much, some days I'll sleep too little. I just feel like the doctors aren't doing anything. I've just been pinged back to the same situation again within the past 2 years, and it's not, it's not fair. I just want answers. I just want answers. I want clarity. I just want something. Something to be done. And the other issue is, I can only go through the NHS because it's the only free thing. Private is a lot of money. A lot of money that I don't have. As much as, I'd love to go private, willy-nilly, but there's nothing I can do. The fact that it's, it is Mental Health Awareness Week. I just want to express it. I don't want to. I think this is the best time to raise awareness in regards to showing how vulnerable someone can be. Doesn't matter if, it doesn't matter if they're male, female, or, in this case, whatever you want to identify as, in this day and age, it's, it's something that is, it happens, it happens to everyone. It may not seem that, but it does. I thought, oh, it's never going to happen to me, it's never going to happen to me, it's never going to, affect me. But, since the back end of 2018 and everything's just constantly been a roller coaster. Constantly. But, I do want people to reach out as much as, I'm saying this and I don't. I do want people to reach out. I do want people to, just talk to whoever it may be, just how you feeling, how how your day's gone or how your week's gone, whatever it may be, because it's no one is there forever. No one is there forever, so we just deal with it. I just kind of wanted to get it off my chest. I kind of wanted to come out on here and say, look, I know I'm not the biggest streamer, having everyone come in and, this, that, and the other. But, it's something that's quite personal to me. And, I do suffer with it, and my attention span is very slim. I do try to keep attention on try and keep attention on certain things, but I just, yeah, I do want people to speak to people and just try and try and express how they're feeling. The thing is, I could, at this moment in time, I could have autism as well. At this moment in time, I don't know. Again, it's been, it's been referred, but I can't, I don't know for definite as of yet. I I do, I do want to just make people aware. I always, even if you don't want to, even if you don't have no one to speak to, I'm more than happy to, to speak to people, privately, or, you know, even if you say, you're not having a good day and you're in my stream, I will always try and, I will always try and, support as much as possible. But yeah, I just feel like that it's something I do need to speak about, and it's something ideal. Yeah, it's something ideal for just in day to day life. But yeah, I, I mean, I don't know if anyone's still here, but I've not. I didn't prepare any of it. I just kind of did it raw, and I just wanted to come out and just say, what I wanted to say, and obviously I've not really been on stream as much lately over the past few days, kind of just, having chill out, and, my schedule is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so hopefully Friday I can come back to it and just play whatever, mingle with everyone. But yeah, I just feel like I needed to come out with it. And I just feel that it's a great idea for me to express it. You know, yeah, I'm just explaining, you know, my mental health and, the current situation that's going on, because I do want to be myself, but I don't want to, you know, I want to just be real to, my stream. I don't want to be, fake towards it, this, that, and the other. You know, but, if, I do as much as I can, I do try. I just, I take it day by day. Um, and just deal with it how it comes. Um, but yeah, I I don't know. I don't know what else to say now. I'm a bit like, what do I say? Um, but yeah, I just, I don't want to be going in and, anyone else's stream, like, try and, like, put a downer on anyone else. That's why I want to express it on mine, and express it myself, rather than, going on other people's streams and, expressing it there. But yeah, I mean, if if you stayed, thank you. But I just this is this is how I wanted to be, and how I just wanted to come here and express it. You know, I do try as much as I can. I don't like, I don't like putting any down on anyone's day. I don't, I just want to get on with it and deal with it the way I want, the way I need to. And yeah, try as much as I can to deal with it. But yeah. But yeah, I just, I do, want to deal with it as much as I can. But yeah, I just, just try and deal with it as much as I can. But yeah, I don't want to bore anyone, or I don't want to, I know it's like only a short one, but I just feel like that I needed to get it out and deal with it. But I just hopefully that we'll be back on Friday with whatever game I decide to play. Um, and just have some laughs. And just get on with it. But yeah. But yeah, thanks everyone for listening. I just wanted to do it as as I wanted to, just to get it there, get it off my chest. Just want to stay real. Just try and deal with it as much as I can. But yeah,